Greetings and salutations when it comes to, cartoons that we would watch from Cartoon Network that, well, they lasted for a long time, but had a bit of a, one would say, legacy.
That's all you can say! That's all you can say! Omelette de fromage! Omelette de fromage! What did you say? Omelette de fromage? Oh, Dexter, Dexter! French is the language of love. Oh, say it again, Dexter. Omelette de fromage.
One would probably be standing out in a way would be Dexter's Laboratory. Created by Genny Karaski. I am so sorry. His name is sometimes where I don't want to mess up at times. Basically, the whole gist of the show was about a boy genius who has a lab in his room that the parents don't know, and at times he gets into total shenanigans.
It wasn't my fault. Look, it's R2-D2! Alert! He's escaping. R2-D2 is not here.
Where, where it's involving his sister, or his parents, and always, or heck, even having to outmatch his rival, Mandark. The show released on April 27th, 1996, to June 15th, 1998. And then it came back for revival on November 18th, 2001 to November 20th, 2003. One thing that's surprising about the show, it actually had four pilots. Yeah, I know what you're probably thinking, that's surprising. And three of them involve, four of them were changes, where Dexter has a gadget that turns people into animals. I remember that one very well. Another one where his sister DeeDee turns into a giant, so he has to fight her. Another episode where Dexter is wanting to watch a movie that's for an older age group, probably teenagers, but he ends up aging himself to an elderly man.
Oh, don't mind if I do. A little help there, Dodo. DeeDee. Dada. DeeDee. Doodoo. DeeDee. Oh, thanks, Billy.
And then an episode, which he overworks his brain, and then he basically turns off and becomes a bit of a nitwit. Whether it's ranging from having, running outside in his underwear, and just going. It's the 90s. So a lot of the things of the episodes were when it comes to the show, it's a show that I can still remember. If the show would actually show up, because here's the thing, the show is owned by Cartoon Network. It was done by Cartoon Network, and at the same time it was also done by, Cartoon Network, which makes me think, yeah, HBO Max. A lot of shows on there are from Cartoon Network are on there. Yet this show is not.
But why? We don't have time.
That makes me mad. So one of the things that the show did, that a lot of shows back in the 90s did as well, was it would have segments that weren't part of the main, that had its own little shorts. Whether it was Dial M for Monkey, which had to do with, say, Dexter's lab monkey, who would change into Agent Monkey. and whether it would be moments of, like, say, him fighting alien wrestlers.
What? Fight me or I destroy the Earth! Now let the games begin!
Or heck, there's even one time where he is on a planet of hunters, and he is having to, escape. Or heck, there's also the Justice Friends, which had voices from, like, say, the character of Major Glory, which was voiced by Rob Paulsen, who is basically Captain America. Valhalla, voiced by Tom Kenny, and the infragable Krunk, who is basically the Hulk.
Starring Major Glory, Valhalla, and the infragable Krunk in The Justice Friends.
So basically, it's kind of in a way parodies of characters from Marvel. And yeah, I mean, a lot of those, like, say, you'd have, like, a lot of great moments from those, whether it is, like, say, when Kronk has a toothache, or heck, like, one time, I can remember this one time in my head, when, a Major Glory, his father, his captain his uncle is Uncle Sam. So the entire time he's trying to say, Valhalla, you need to cut your hair. Krunk, you need to be more professional. So basically, the entire short is him trying to get them to be how he perceives Uncle Sam would be. But then he comes in and,
Uncle Sam! What's happened to you?
Doctor's orders, nephew. Told me I was too high-strung. Told me to loosen up. And I feel great.
he's become a hippie. I also have to say that there are quite a few episodes that I can remember, even to this day, whether it is episodes when Dexter ends up causing the... Well, he gives DeeDee a potion for one of her plants, which... And then...
Let me help you with that. That's strange. That's even stranger.
Oh, Dad's hungry.
It becomes gigantic, and the garden is just become more animalistic, and then they are having to just save their dad, although that doesn't really happen.
Feed me! Feed me! Feed me!
Jeff Bennett is still great in the show. There are some episodes I can remember as well, like the fact that before, I don't think I knew about Star Trek as a child, but I think I'd probably be like, oh, this was probably my introduction to it, even though I didn't know what it was. When they're going to a Comic-Con, a Star Trek convention, and all of them are dressed up like, say, members of the TOS crew, and all that. And then they even have, like, they're going against, like, say, a group of ladies that are trying to sell, Barbie dolls.
Onto the skins. You mentioned they trade. We have a mini.
This woman seems to be suspended in cryogenic stasis. And by the look of her attire, she's been in hibernation for centuries. I've got to revive her.
You ruined the collector's value! Never remove from box!
There's a lot of memorable episodes from this show. Heck, there's even an episode when Dexter, like a deleted episode, it's a banned episode in which, it's called Rude Removal, I believe, and they get their, I think, like, all the bad sides of themselves removed, and then they get placed into their own versions of Dexter and DeeDee, who basically yell obscenities to their mom and dad, to their parents.
Well, what do you think, Dexter?
I think it tastes like.
Oh!
I got to find some food. No, nada, no way. Oh, baby, come to Papa.
Dexter! No, absolutely not!
And it's just like say, yeah, I'm pretty sure that would probably would have happened in the 90s. That did happen in the 90s too. But I gotta say, I like this show. It's a show that I would love to, go back to watching. And heck, even there was animators for this show, like Craig McCracken, who would eventually do Foster Homes for Imaginary Friend, and even Paul Rudish. If that name sounds familiar for folks who like Disney, he would later do the several years later, the Mickey Mouse cartoons. And overall, I gotta say, this show really did have like a lot of things that would help give people a career. Like even helped out Seth MacFarlane, I believe. So overall, yeah, Dexter's Laboratory still great, even with a great intro. See you next time.